it's time for business news with Ari Rabinovitch. And Ari, Toronto's largest airport has been ranked as one of the worst in North America, and many travelers might say, yep, I've been there, done that.
I mean, I can't say that I agree necessarily, but I could definitely see how this ranking came to be based on some of the customer complaints that we've heard, many of the delays that happened over the last couple of years with Toronto Pearson and Air Canada and other airlines trying to keep up with all the demand. Well, now we have numbers in from J.D. Power and Associates ranking Toronto Pearson as one of the worst so-called mega airports in North America. There are several sizes, and mega is considered one of the biggest types. About 15 or so airports made that list. So second last came to Toronto Pearson in North America for customer satisfaction, and that was just ahead of last place being New Jersey's Newark Liberty International Airport. A spokesperson from Pearson dismissed the findings and doubted the validity of the data compiled by J.D. Power, saying the survey is heavily skewed towards U.S. travelers and doesn't verify whether those respondents have actually traveled through Toronto Pearson. And Pearson is one of the most advanced, sustainable, and passenger-friendly airports in the world, according to their statement. But the numbers are in, and I don't know if a lot of viewers out there can relate to this one, Cynthia, but it's easy to see why.
Well, I know after COVID, Pearson really struggled, but I thought they were turning things around. So it's interesting.
It's one of those things, just one issue on top of another, and they only were trying to keeping up at best.
And perceptions are hard to change. Okay, let's turn to Toronto Airbnb listings for November. They are in hot demand, and I wonder who could be responsible for that, Ari.
It's not just how great Toronto is as a city to visit, by the way, Cynthia, but it's also who's coming to Toronto. Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour. There's only going to be 2 Canadian cities on that tour, including 6 shows in Toronto in November and 3 in Vancouver in December. So in the specific dates, according to Airbnb, demand has surged over 450% compared to the same dates last year. So It's easy to draw conclusions here and put 2 and 2 together. Airbnb reports that more than half of the bookings made in Toronto on those dates are for group travel. And because it's only Toronto and Vancouver, a lot of the other areas in the country, people are traveling to these areas. So a lot of the bookings are coming from people who are based in Calgary, for instance, Cynthia, Winnipeg, Montreal, Edmonton, and Ottawa. But again, Taylor Swift is only stopping in those 2 cities. So lots to think about there.
I'd love to know down the road how much revenue her tour brings to Toronto as a whole.
Well, maybe we'll find out in the new year.
Definitely.
With how these people are spending in restaurants and such.
Yeah, hopefully it's good for restaurants. Okay, a company known for outerwear is expanding into eyewear. That's unusual.
Yeah, it's a name synonymous with winter parkas. First off, Cynthia, of course, Canada Goose, known for their big, cozy winter parkas. But they've been trying to branch out into other items to keep up with demand in the summer, for instance. So they started selling things like T-shirts and light sweaters and light jackets. But now they're getting more into accessories with a new deal launched with Marchand Eyewear for an undisclosed amount. So Cynthia, Marchand markets its products under numerous licensed brands, including Calvin Klein, DKNY, Lacoste, Nautica, and others. So you're going to see Canada Goose on some sunglasses in the future. They're aiming for spring of next year. And that's going to be sold, of course, in Canada Goose stores, in department stores, on its website, for instance, as well as optical retailers.
All right, then. Ari, thanks for talking with us. Always great to see you.
You as well, Cynthia.